Hi, I'm Rob Hasten from Canmore Chrysler here in beautiful Canmore, and I'm about to show you a 2015 Dodge Grand Caravan SXT. Here it is. Now, color is billet or silver. Wonderful because it hides the dirt very well. This one's a little dusty. Has a 3.6 liter V6. It has roof rails on the top. I'll just show them to you quickly. The roof rails also have crossbars built right into the roof rails, so you don't have to get that additional expense. So when you don't need them, you just leave them where they are now. When you want to use them, you extend them across and just loosen these little mechanisms here and extend them. It has heated side view mirrors. These are the tire rims. I'll just point out that we put on wheel locks for all of 4 tires so they don't get stolen on you. And we fill the tires with nitrogen rather than air because nitrogen is not subject to temperature. So on cold days like -20, your tires don't go flat. They maintain their pressure. And on hot days they don't bloat. So that saves you on gas, it saves your tread life, it saves you money, it saves your tires. So we also insure them for 18 months, both the tires and the rims. So if you're silly enough to go to Edmonton, hit a pothole, put a dent in the rim, it's insured. And if you pick up a nail on the way and get a flat tire, you're insured for being recompensed for wherever you have to get it fixed. Here's the side of the vehicle. As you can see, I don't see any marks on it at all. It is used. It may have, it may have a couple of nicks, but they're not clearly visible. Here's the rear of the vehicle. Nice view of it. Key feature, backup camera. Very handy when you're parking in a parking spot and there's a car that you're backing towards. You'll be able to see your bumper with the camera as well as the vehicle behind you, and you can back within a few inches and know that you're not going to hit it. Very handy. Also has rear defrost on the rear windows, which is nice with the rear windshield washer. Has a catch for opening. Now I'm showing you the back seats both when they're set up, and on this side I'm showing you one that's stowaway, which by the way stows flat when you fold it into the floor. Wonderful feature in the Dodge Grand Caravans is the stowaway seats. Now not just the third row, but also the second row stows away. So you can literally have cargo space, if you need it, from the back hatch all the way up to the driver and passenger front seats. Lots of room, not just deep, but also height. Now the nice thing about loading and unloading, for example, if you had the seats up and you have all this area here plus beside it, nice deep area which is easy to access because it's so low. It's not like a truck where you'd have to reach up and grab your groceries. The groceries are right there, easy to pull out. So that's a nice feature. Those are probably the key features in a Dodge Grand Caravan. There you see cup holders on the sides, on both sides for your passengers in the third row. All right. Also, these side windows, the 2 rear side windows, have a vent position where they actually open up. You'll see that when we go and look at the driver's door. Okay, so that is the rear. Now we're going to come up to the side. I'm going to show you inside here first, where you can see this button here is for those vented side mirrors. You can see this is lock or unlock the vehicle. That is a lock mechanism for the rear windows. Now they go up and down, which is nice, plus your front windows. But if you want the kids not to have access to roll down the windows for young children, you just push that and then they can't. This controls for your outside mirrors left and right. Wonderful power seat for the driver. Moves forwards, backwards, up, down, and tilt the rear area and lumbar adjust, so you can adjust the hardness or the softness of the seat if you have back problems. The steering wheel is both telescopic and tilt. so that's going to make it very comfortable for you while you're driving, and a variety of drivers potentially. And the armrest for the driver and the passenger are retractable, so if you want it, you can have it. If you don't like it, you can move it out of the way. Lots of cup holders, so that's very nice when you're driving. Plus storage area, quite a variety of storage areas. I'm going to show you that in another shot in a moment. Here's your key fob, by the way, just so you know. And I'm going to start it up, and then I'm going to do the video from the back seat because it's a little easier from the back seat. Sliding side doors, captain's chairs in the second row, wonderful armrests on both sides. Your two rear passengers are going to find it very comfortable, with a nice headrest as well. So, also ease of access for people getting into the third row by simply folding these up and them sliding around and into the third row. All right. Now, you're going to see here that you have temperature controls for the rear, so they can adjust the fan, the temperature, and where the air is coming. You have vents in the ceiling, and you also have vents, I guess, in front of them as well. And this is the nicest thing for the people in the back seat. If they don't like the people driving, or if the people driving don't like the people in the back seat, or if you have kids, you can turn on your video. So you've got a video player screen that'll keep them quiet in the back seat. Now, looking forward, I'm going to extend this a bit. Hope you can still hear me. Just take a quick look around the front cabin area. As you can see, the people who had this vehicle before kept it spotless. I don't see a rip or tear or stain or anything wrong with the cloth seats. They're beautiful, as is the side doors with the leather, and the front console with the wood grain. Okay, has dual two storage areas, glove compartments, an upper and a lower. That's nice to have. This cup holder is retractable. You can put it away. Storage below, storage above. I'll go through the screen now. Econ is a style of driving. When you have Econ on, then the brain of the vehicle will determine what is the best way to save gas, changing from one gear to the other while you're driving. So that'll give you the best gas mileage. If you like sport driving, you would want to turn that off, and then you can control. You're going to feel the gear shifting a lot more, and you know, have maybe a little bit more fun, but use more gas. Same thing with here, traction control. It's usually on, but if you don't like it, you want the car to skid, then you can turn it off. It has air conditioning, and it has dual zone controls. So the person on the left, the driver, person on the right could have a different temperature. Front rear defrost, and then everything else is directional as to where you want air blowing. There's your vents. Now up here you have a screen. Nice satellite radio, still working. It was 1 year free when this vehicle was purchased, so obviously the 1 year is not up yet, so it's less than a year old. I think the mileage on it is just over 30,000. So you have AM, FM, and satellite radio. You also can play your own music through the auxiliary button here, a plug-in, and just behind there is a USB port, so you can use a USB as well. And finally, if you just like playing CDs, or if you want to plug in a video for the back, that's where you access it just by pushing the load button on the top right, and then it shows you the slot in behind. It has Bluetooth, wonderful invention, so you can keep your eyes on the road ahead, all operated from controls on your steering wheel, so you never have to touch your phone while you're driving, whether receiving a call or placing a call. The Bluetooth handles it all through this button or buttons on the steering wheel. On this side is your cruise control, easy to use, easy to set and modify as you're driving. And there's the your gear shift. When you put it into drive, which is the lowest position, you'll see there's a minus and a plus on the chrome, minus and plus. When you're down in drive, if you move that stick to the left, you move out of whatever gear you are driving in to one lower. And now you're almost like in a manual transmission, manual situation without a clutch. So if you were driving in 5th gear and you move that down and to the left, it's going to move it down to 4th. You tip it to the left again and down to 3rd, tip it again down to 2nd. And that is at times where you're on a slippery road, you don't want to use your brakes, but you want to slow down. So it's using the engine to slow you down. So that's a handy feature in those situations. Or if you just like sport driving, you have the opportunity to change gears. I think I already mentioned the steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. And on the screens in here, you have on the right side is your speedometer and your fuel gauge. On the left side is your temperature of the engine and your RPMs. And in the middle is a screen that right now says 0 kilometers per hour, which is your speed. So it's like a second way of seeing how fast you're going. And that's the screen that most people leave on most of the time. But you can change that screen by using the controls here, step and reset. And as I push the step button, you'll see you go through a variety of screens. That is liters per 100 kilometers. This one's average 10.5. 13 degrees is the outside temperature. That's, I think, 32,012 is the mileage on this vehicle. Trip A, trip B, distance to empty. That's a really handy one to have when you're not sure if you've got enough gas to get home. And then back to the speedometer. Back to here. I think that's about it. On the upper console you have a place to put your sunglasses. There, but when you move it back, just almost not quite shut, it turns into a mirror that will allow you to see what's going on in the back seat. Very handy secret mirror for kids. They don't know. It also folds back up. It's a self-dimming mirror, so if at nighttime it'll tone down the glare of the headlights coming at you. If you don't like the self-dimming mirror, you can turn it off by that button in the middle. Now I think I've covered most of the features. Your spare tire is below the vehicle, and if you see that little plastic cap there, that's how you access down to the spare tire to drop it and lower it. It'll be all in the manual, which you'll get as well. I think now we'll just take a quick view of the vehicle from the inside around so you can see it. Very nice, the condition of these seats and doors. The windows in the back here do go up and down, which in some vehicles don't. Okay, well, I put the child lock on, so they can't open at the moment, but they do go up and down. Just step out of the vehicle once more. I give you a wordless view. Pretty much clean as a whistle. 3.6 liter Pentastar VVT, rated by Wards as one of the top engines in North America. If not every one of the last 5 years, I think at least four of the last 5 years. Wonderful engine, rated for its performance, durability, ease of fixing. You look at a variety of things. So to be one of the top 10 engines of all vehicles in North America is quite a feat. Thank you.